Go to combat. There's 6/3 ones. Send them at zombie.
Today at Commander Replay, we check out this Pauper Valduk list and find out if it can beat a bunch of normal EDH lists. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, there's 2 great ways to support the channel. All links are in the description below.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Valduk, Keeper of the Flame today. And today's deck list comes to us from Patreon supporter Jared. Okay, let's take a look at this opener. Oh, 1 land is rough. That makes a 2nd mana. I think it's a little too risky. I'm gonna mulligan. Into 2 lands. Yeah, I like this better. This thing came back to us. Yeah, this just feels better. Keep. So the curve of this deck is super low. I am very interested to see how this is gonna play. I was telling opponents before the game that, like, yeah, the curve is super low, and this could be really quick, but I'm not entirely sure what to expect. I haven't played a Valduk list that looks like this, nor have I really seen one. Now, I've seen some like 1v1 commander lists on Magic Online that would look similar to this, where the curve basically just doesn't go past 3. Like, the one I saw was, I think it was like Jessica and one of the red partner commanders, Kedis maybe? I forget now, but like one of the super cheap ones. Now, it wouldn't be Kedis in 1v1, but one of the mono red part. Oh, the keyword guy. Kobold guy, with just like a bunch of these really cheap equipment. And in a 1v1, that can blast you down really quickly. Crown of Flame is a cool card. Brings it to our turn 1, play a mountain, play a Bonesaw, because it's free. Play this Gold Hound. This is an interesting card. I might need to look at this for Gerard. And we pass like that. I'm a little concerned about this deck running out of cards. Here's a look at the deck list. This is a Pauper commander deck, so that's why there's a lot of card choices that, that's likely why it's all mountains and stuff, because I'm sure all of these are rares. 2 4-drops, and that's where the curve ends. That is a low mana curve. This is a very, like, CEDH looking mana curve, or at least like old CEDH. CEDH is in a weird spot now. Not that I keep up on it all the time, but like treasure production is so strong that, like, you can sneak some bigger things CMC-wise. Not a ton of them, but, you know, Elish Norn always seems to get a lot done. Demonic Tutor for opponent, so Vampiric Tutor last turn for KO, and a Demonic Tutor right here isn't the best. A lot of tutoring happening. But yeah, I am concerned about the card draw in this deck. Maybe, I think this might just be all in aggro. I think that's what's happening. Brings back to our turn. We can turn this stop off. Don't need that. Strip Mine. I did spice up the mana base to this deck a little bit. It was entirely mountains, so I threw just a few, some basic stuff, some of the card draw lands, and some of the, like, Strip Mine type stuff, just in case. Like, straight up 36 mountains is, there's a lot of room for improvement there. So, anyway, let's play the mountain. Do we just go for our commander, or do we wait? I think we get our commander. I think this is why you play the Gold Hound. Pray it doesn't get shot. Trigger, but nothing equipped. I haven't played something this aggressive in a long time. So, when I first started the channel, I used to play, like, I was really trying to make, like, the most aggressive decks possible, because, like, I was basically trying to fight all the combo decks in 1v1 Commander with aggro, and, like, reasonably you can do that. If I used Hate Bears more back then, I probably would have had more success, but I wasn't playing a lot of Hate Bears, and, in 1v1, it's very reasonable. In multiplayer, this sort of strategy can be tough, because just one person needs removal, and life is terrible for us, and, like, we probably don't recover all that well if our commander goes down. And, yeah, like, I spent years trying to, like, bring that red deck wins style of gameplay to commander, and what I realized is that when it works, the game ends about as fast as, like, a combo deck would kill the table, and when it doesn't work, you get completely stopped and can't do anything. And there's a Soul Ring coming in. Pretty one. What's that out of? I don't even know what set that is. Is that Baldur's Gate? Can't tell. Henrika coming in. Oh, I'm sure I'm not going to like this. Sure I'm not going to like this. Please go draw a card. They go draw a card. Fantastic. Fantastic. Unfortunately, those tokens exile, which is not great. Could throw them into the sack fodder, which would be nice, but not a thing that we can do. Messenger Speed. Play this land. Unfortunately, the cost of things in our hand. So, oh, actually, no, that does work. Okay, yeah, we can do that. Equip the Bonesaw. Equip the Crown of Flames. Go to combat. I'm going to hold back on some of these other ones Because I am expecting, we can see a sacrifice effect on board. Whether they use it or not is another question, but until we feel safe about that, we're just going to kind of chill here. And we got 2 3-1s. Let's get down to the attacking. Go 1 into KO. KO does get hard to attack, although he'll have trouble dealing with our tokens, and we'll just kind of spread the other ones. And we chip everyone a little bit. We'll pass like that, and we'll probably need to use the Crown of Flames at some point, and our tokens get exiled. Inspiring Overseer. Draws a card, gains a life. Let's take a read of our commander, by the way. It's Valduk, Keeper of Flame. 3 mana for a, what is it naturally, a 3-2? At the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to it, make a 3-1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. Mesa Enchantress for KO. Yep. So yeah, I've always thought it's a little bit weird just because, like, you want to put stuff on it, which is usually more of a Voltron thing, but then it makes additional bodies, which is always kind of awkward for Voltron. So you're not doing commander damage, or at least tons of it anyway. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, its controller loses 2 life. Well, it's going to ding us for some life. A concern with KO is that we could lose the ability to attack him. Also, his deck gains life, which isn't great. We'll look at his commander here in a second. First up, we have Mango piloting Roon the Hidden Realm. I feel like I've seen this deck from Mango before, but it's been a while. Mango took a little break from Commander. And Roon is just an extreme value commander. Exile another target creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Hey, you want to know who that's terrible for? Us. Because they can just keep all of our stuff off our command. That's not good. That's actually really not good. That is a Keurig, Son of Yawgmoth. And that's a little... Oh, no. Here comes the creature sacrifice, so we're about to get pounded. Grim Tutor. Yep. Zombie's down to 22, but I'm concerned that we're not going to be able to recast our commander at any point here before this game ends. See where we're going. I mean, it's got to be the creature one, right? Yeah, there's that. All right. Return the Crown of Flame. And this is what I'm concerned about, because we don't have more land drops. To the command zone. And Zombie is definitely ahead now. Yep, Henrika coming our way. Then each player has to discard. Love it. Echo Circlet seems like maybe the least useful. Galvanic Blast. We do not have Metalcraft in this moment. Doesn't really... it would kill that, but doesn't really help our cause here at all, so we just play an equipment. How many lands are in the deck? 36, so we should draw lands, but we need 2 lands, which don't love that. Sol Ring. Roon. Yeah, I mean, Roon is really bad for us, though. I guess we can hit it with the Galvanic Blast. Gift of Orzhova. On the Mesa Enchantress, they'll draw a card, and it'll be flying in lifelink. Elixir of Immortality. I would actually love to see one of the loot cards. Even better if it's one of the ones that make treasures. Bloodline Necromancer. Getting back Ascendant Evincer. That's one that I always wanted to play. Yeah, pumping up the team. Wow, forces to discard again. Love it. Love the discard. Messenger Speed. I mean, if we don't draw something big, we're basically out of this game. Opponent did have a Sol Ring start, which definitely sped them up a bit. Transform the thing. 3/4 Flying Death Touch lifelink. Each creature you control with Flying Death Touch or lifelink gets +1. Yeah, it's pretty big. Attacking us, but like, we're out of the game at this point. Zombie is down to 18. So like if we... I mean, I don't think this deck has the cards to do this, but... Seize the Spoils is actually a sight for sore eyes. Yeah, okay. Cast Seize the Spoils. What are we getting rid of? Cobbled Wings, I guess? Cobbled Wings is nice, but... Crown of Flame? I guess Crown of Flame. There's a land that we so badly need. There's a thing. There's a Pilgrim's Eye. Okay. So not completely out of it yet, but we'll pass like that. I do have a concern that, like, there is no card advantage in the deck. I see a lot of looting, but, like, if we run low on cards, then I think we're just hosed. Do have Metalcraft currently if we need to blast something. The most ideal would be if someone drops a board wipe. Mango gonna draw 4 cards. Sounds good to me. Cracks the Roadside Reliquary to draw some cards. Use the Elixir of Immortality to shuffle, gain some life. It's not really the play that you're looking for right there. Must be stuck. Can't wait to discard another card. Commander's Fear. Disciple of Bolus. Love it. Yep, there's the discard. Love that. Cobbled Wings going down. Mox Amber. So I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a way to make this deck work, but like we don't have card draw, and that's very scary. Is there a Mask of Memory in here? Was that an uncommon? Spreading the attack around. What's this? Simian Sting. Artifact creature. Well, it's something. Oh, yeah. Ascendant Evincer is a real problem for us, so we're probably going to have to shoot that at some point. Pilgrim's Eye will die immediately. So let's Galvanic Blast the Ascendant Evincer. Let's play the Pilgrim's Eye. I know we could get our commander, but at this point, I think I'm just trying to get cards out of our hand. Well, I guess they're probably going to ultimate this turn. I don't know. I don't think there's anything we can do at this point. Get a mountain. Play a mountain. Play this creature. That's like that. So yeah, the question is how to get card draw and card advantage in Pauper Mono Red. This is not a card pool that I'm very familiar with. So, Mana Geyser and Seething Song are actually commons. And I would think about those as mana ramp. You can get a lot done with those. Card draw, I'm still coming up short here. Pillory of the Sleepless, another old school one. Puts it on the Henrika, sounds good to me. Someone put some damage on the Liliana while I was trying to look up this card pool here. Yeah, the choices in mono red are actually terrible. Bonder's Ornament is a common. It's not a great one, but it's a thing. Yeah, it was rough. We need card advantage. Opponent loses a life from the Pillory of the Sleepless. Oh, they have a Cryptic Agadine that's making a lot of mana. Might have to strip mine that. Dreamstone Hedron, though. That might just make it all a moot point. Twilight Prophet. Each player discards. Well, we emptied our hand, so that worked out. Still waiting to see who's going to drop the board wipe. Looking at Mango, because Mango's got a lot of cards. Really don't want to run my commander into another board wipe. Or any removal. That would be bad. But Mango's like also set up. Markov Baron. 2/2 combo, lifelink. Other vampires get +1/+1 and madness. It's a weird set of abilities. This is back on 8. Dragon Mantle. Dragon Mantle draws a card, which is notable. Problem with drawing a card is that if we can't cast it, it will likely get discarded. But I guess we cast our commander. Not thrilled about it, but I'm going to burn the treasure because I don't know that this is long for this world. Put this thing on our commander. I assume someone will try to chip this down and keep it off of ultimate range, although at some point they might just like start reanimating stuff because they have a pretty stock graveyard. Traveler's Amulet is fine. Don't want to discard it, but one flyer. Yeah, we can get the Liliana off of ultimate and give up the Pilgrim's Eye to do it. Oh, they double block. Oh, that's not going to work out at all. Well, we lose a Pilgrim's Eye. Whoops. I don't know that I would run Traveler's Amulet. I just don't think there's a reason to do it. I would honestly just run another basic in that slot, or Armillary Sphere. I would definitely put an Armillary Sphere in that slot, because 2 lands is card advantage. Man, all the things I'm trying to think of in my head to like help the card draw in this deck are all uncommons. It's very painful. Sunset Pyramid was one that I was looking at. I'm like, okay, that could be... Nope, not available. Meteor Golem. Planeswalker? Yeah, it goes after the Planeswalker. You kind of have to. It's like, it's on ultimate, and... I mean, what have we discarded? What, 3 cards? I guess that's hitting me in KO worse than it's hitting Mango, but... ooh, they can blink that every turn. Yeah, that'll be a thing. That will be disgusting. There are apparently 1,625 red commons in the game. Aftershock is a common. That's a decent piece of removal. Maybe above the curve, what this deck really wants, but still solid. Abrade is a nice common. Blood Money, destroy all creatures. Make treasure tokens. It's not what you want to see. Opponent's gonna Cloud Shift their Sir Eleanor and shoot it in response, just emptying all the removal. So theoretically, if we drew a land off the top, we're not that far away from recasting our commander. But Zombie is gonna be, yeah, that's 9 tap treasures. Though they're down to 1 card, I guess that's the saving grace. Oh, they have this thing in the command zone, though? So, I mean, like, yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's the land. Play a land, play this thing. All this really does is thin your deck, and, like, I mean, just don't think it's worth it, honestly. Pass like that. Beantown Beatstick would be a really good one to add to this deck. Wow, Mango has literal nothing happening? Mango has a ton of mana. They have 5 cards and a lot. That's curious. Unless they're going to Rift. Eriette of the Charmed Apple coming in. Yep. It's a 3 mana 2/4. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. And at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of auras you control. It's a spicy little commander. KO played it last game, but was struggling. Got land flooded. In this game, we've all been run out of cards because of the Liliana discard. It's not great. Grim Haruspex. Gross. Henrika back to play. Let's see what they go with. Draw the card. It's unfortunate. Means I really don't want to recast our commander. We're just going to lose it. We can crack the Traveler's Amulet, though. Get a mountain. Back to our turn. That's an aura. The ability to loot could be worse. Play the mountain. Yeah, they haven't done the sacrifice creature thing yet, so we're not going to play into that. And we will just pass the turn. Boy, would I love the blue deck to play like, well, yeah, a Windfall, I guess, or something. Mango's got something at the end step. Frilled Mystic. They cast it at the end step, but why didn't they counter the Henrika? That's curious. Or the Haruspex. Because, like, Zombie clearly has a lead. Maybe they're trying to guard against something bigger. I don't know, though. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very strange play. This deck list does have my curiosity piqued. I think you could do something with this not in Pauper and make it pretty good. It would certainly be interesting to play around with that. Because at least if you get uncommons, you get Light Up the Stage, Ignite the Future is a rare, Commune with Lava is a rare. It's got to be more Impulse Draw. I'm sure I'm not thinking of a bunch of them. Magmatic Insight, what's that one, an uncommon, maybe? Probably not a common. Angel of Condemnation. Reverent Hoplite, good for dealing with the sacrifice. Still very curious about why they didn't just counter the commander. Everyone's low on cards now. If we can get them to either transform or sacrifice, then I feel okay about recasting our commander. Wow, turn 10 already? Huh. I guess that's what happens when there's a mono black control deck at the table. We are many lands behind the turn count, only on 7 lands. Get a Hall of Heliod Generosity, the Pillory of the Sleepless back. Yep. Dark Dweller Oracle is a place to get some card advantage. I'm scrolling through the list of Pauper cards as I'm watching people's turns go by. Yes, that's one that I would definitely add. Especially for this deck because, you know, in theory we should have tokens, right? Field of Ruin on the Crypt of Agademe, and this should get us another land. Is there a Dragon Mantle in this deck? Did we already pass it? There is a Dragon Mantle. That's actually... No, that one doesn't return to the hand. Never mind. I was thinking it was like the other one that goes back to your hand and draws a card, but that's not what it does. Field of Ruin, Crypt of Agademe down. That's going to cut off a good chunk of their mana. They still have all those treasures. So, I mean, they still just have a lot of mana. It is still a concern, but at least it's not sustained mana production. If they do burn all the treasures and then that stuff gets answered, then it may not be in terrible shape. Cracks the Dreamstone Hedron for cards. And with that and the Crypt of the Agademe going down, if we can get them to burn the treasures, they won't actually have insane mana. I mean, they still have the 8 treasures, which we need to get through and hope that nothing crazy happens with that. But after that, because, like, I assume Mango's going to have it. Mango's going to have some amount of answers, I think. Skitterix. Ugh. It's a nasty one. Got through some of the treasures on that, too. Astral Cornucopia X3. Yeah, that'll boost their mana production back up, but they're down to 2 cards, and we got through all the treasures. As good as those things are, it could be so much worse in mono black. They will be annoying, but they'll have to either go sacrifice or card draw or transform here. So they transform, which means we should be safe to recast our commander. Mango is probably their biggest threat, though KO can be annoying. Our final opponent, by the way, is Zombie Caller piloting Henrika Domnathi, which we've been seeing all game. It's a 4-mana 1/3 flying. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Each player sacrifices a creature, you draw a card and lose a life, or transform it. On the backside, it's a 3/4 flying Death Touch lifelink, and pay 3. Each creature you control with flying, Death Touch, or lifelink gains +1/+0 till end of turn. One thing I've been thinking about lately is like building a mono black aggro deck that is not tribal, because almost exclusively mono black aggro decks are tribal, either vampires or zombies or, you know, whatever the case. But I suppose it wouldn't look all that different from kind of what's going on over here, though. This does have some controlling elements to it with the sacrifice. Liliana Renegade map. Yeah, like I don't know that I would run this. Don't know that I would run this. Cast our commander. Equip the Haunted Cloak. This get printed at common or something? Yes. In Commander Masters. Man, tracking Pauper legality has got to be terrible because of, like, the reprints. I guess there's a little green box on Scryfall that says whether it is, but just, ugh. We make a 3/1. It's not really a lot of places we can put it. That one's got lifelink, so that doesn't help us at all. We could eat a 1/1 from Mango. That does have Tramp, but now it's gone now. I don't really want Mango to be thinking about us very much, though. Marshall's Anthem kicked 2 times. Oh, that's going to be an issue. What nastiness is coming back? I was actually hoping that no one would make a big play like that, because if they didn't, we could actually, like, reasonably get back into this game. Sky Scanner and... Oh, they're just going card draw. Okay, that's good, but that's not... It's not getting back like the Meteor Golem. Meteor Golem's kind of crazy. They can, like, beat us on value, is what they can do. And hopefully how this plays out is that, like, Zombie and Mango kind of get into a blood feud here, because those are the two that are really in it. Me and KO are kind of struggling here. And, you know, if one of them puts a hurting on the other, you know, there's always a chance that we could, like, sneak a kill just getting a bunch of tokens all in one turn. Commander Sphere says draw a card on it. It is not the worst thing. It is in the deck. Oh, Bonder's Ornament is in the deck. There's a Wood Elves, so ramp. Mango getting the value going. Marshall's Anthem notably is also an Anthem, which does pump things up and does make their board significantly more scary. You know, if we didn't have to discard 3 cards, things may not actually be that bad, though you have to wonder how the discard affected our opponents also. Sinister Possession is back. That's fine. Probably, right now my plan is just to loot with it anyway. KO gonna put Gift of Orzhova back on top. Everyone loses 1 life. I'm seeing a lot of cards that replace themselves, but very few things that, like, actually put you ahead a card, like things that'll refill your hand. I'm looking in colorless right now. The Autumnus Furnace is a land that can draw. Might be worth looking at. Are the cycling lands commons? If they are, I might put some of those in. Villas, no. Well, Zombie's back in the lead. Looks like they're going to try to take down the Reverend Hoplite. That's probably a pretty good idea, because if they blink that, the tokens will be very difficult to deal with, especially since there's an Anthem in play. Notably, this does burn life from Zombie, and, like, you know, we're a mono red deck. Every once in a while, you can kind of just sneak through and get a lot of damage done. Overall, though, Villas will be really bad for our plans. It will removal check the table, but people are so low on cards that I'm not convinced there's a lot of removal left. Mango did draw some, has the ability to draw a little bit more. Sticky Fingers. What does this one do? When an enchanted creature dies, draw a card. We like that. It has Menace, and when it does damage, it makes treasure tokens. I might wait a turn on that. We'll see here. Play this thing. Epiphany Storm. Let's loot the Renegade map. Oh, notably, KO's thing is an aura, which will give us an extra trigger. Lightning Spear is another thingy. What does this one do? We can sacrifice it to do 3 damage to any target. Creature has 1/0 and trample. Equip this thing. Equip the Bone Saw. Yeah, I guess we just go for broke and throw the Sticky Fingers on here, too. Nothing good's gonna come out of Villas staying in play. Go to combat. There's 6 3/1s. Send them at Zombie. This would die. The other 3 would live. We don't have the mana to sacrifice that. But if anyone has, like, any tricks that I'm not seeing, everyone's kind of tapped out, but it'll get a little damage in. It'll get a little damage in, and, you know, it could open the door for someone else. Like, Mango might be able to finish up that damage. I am glad that at least, like, we get to see this attack, right? This is, you know, kind of the purpose of the deck, is make a whole bunch of these things and start swinging with them. I was worried that, like, this turn might not ever come, and in a lot of games it wouldn't. It's turn 11. A lot of games don't go this long, but Mono Black Control, slowing everything down. The question is whether they want to block with the Hair Specs or not, because they'll give it up if they do, and I think that's what they're thinking about. They go no on the Hair Specs, but that'll mean this will be a shot for 9. Oh, they'll gain some back. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So it'll be a shot for 6, because they gain 3 back. They do draw more cards. They're down to 19. You know, Mango does have about that much damage if they can find a way to get rid of the blockers. Which, actually, there's an Angel of Condemnation. It's not completely unreasonable that could happen. A Myojin of Seeing wins. Oh, yeah. This'll probably make Mango the new threat. Yep, draw a card for each permanent you control. That's a lot of cards. 24 of them. Do they have a no-max hand size? Because if not, they'll be discarding a lot because they don't have a ton of mana left. There's a land. Farhaven Elf. Just going on value? I'm really surprised that they haven't done more. The thing you have to worry about with Zombie is that they find... Well, I mean, I guess they still have the Villas anyway. No one's dealt with this. Send it all. It's probably not legal, but what this deck needs is a Bedlam. Creatures can't block. That card always makes me laugh. Mango goes no attacks. It would be great if KO put an enchantment back on top of his deck. I don't think that's what KO really needed to be doing, honestly. He just needs to find card draw. There's just not enough happening. Or a board wipe. Mango is discarding, and this will be a lot of discarding. So they have a perfect 7. Discarded a route. That's interesting. I mean, they might have another board wipe. Maybe one cheaper than route. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. Makes you wonder what they have. But we need to survive Zombie's turn. And Gift of Orzhova puts it on the Skitterix. So lifelink on opposing creatures is kind of funny. That means KO will gain the life. Oh, wait. No, that might not be that. I think I'm thinking of the foe lifelink. Does that do that? I think I'm thinking of foe lifelink before it was keyworded is the one you want for that. Which makes that not the... Oh, it can't attack, though. Okay. I see what KO's doing. So KO removed a blocker in the Skitterix. This is an interesting turn for Zombie, because they have the Villas. They're running low on life. They can shoot some stuff. Ours is an easy target, which is bad for us. But they have to be scared about what Mango's doing. Mango, at some point, can just overwhelm them, especially if their life total keeps getting lower and lower. And, you know, they kind of have to deal with both of us. Now they have 18 cards. There's a lot of ways to deal with 2 players with 18 cards and decent mana. Liliana's back. Doesn't make me thrilled. A Living Death would be very interesting right here. But it's an Ingarrick's Wake. We draw a card. We draw a land. We do need that land if we want to recast our commander, but none of that will actually matter if someone doesn't have a board wipe. Though Mango could, right? They just drew a million cards. Village Right, sacrifice the Liliana, of course, make us discard. Call of the Ring. Yeah, there's a discard. Man, the friggin' discard this game. Basically just like unanswerable with a Pauper deck in red. Everything into Mango. Unfortunately, they're going to gain quite a bit of life back. You go to 25. Mango's down to 16. Mango discarded their wipe. There's a mountain. Play a mountain. Doubt it's going to matter. Cast our commander. This is kind of what super old school commander feels like, by the way. Just being empty-handed, praying that something comes off the top. Just that, like, your opposing cards weren't that strong. Definitely not that strong. Cloud Blazer. I can't believe Mango discarded that route, though. That seems questionable. Like, that's always the one you keep just in case things go wrong. Was this Copy? Copy's a Cloud Blazer. Draws more cards. Karuga. Eriette coming back. That's not going to be a good enough play. Call of the Ring. Ring tempts them. Read the Bones. Rise of the Dark Realms. I mean, we can call it here. We'll see what they get back, but... Mango scoops. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. We can scoop. Okay, so the 2 big ads... well, there's a couple. Definitely add this Armillary Sphere. The big ads that I've seen so far would be Beamtown Beat Stick, which is a really nice card. Dark Dweller Oracle would be... that would be straight away your best source of card advantage for this deck, probably. And then Armillary Sphere is also going to be pretty good, I think. And I would definitely get rid of Renegade Map, just isn't really doing much for us, and Traveler's Amulet isn't doing much for us. Armory of Iroas seems maybe a little weak just because it's 2 and 2. Just the way this deck makes mana. Oh, I also forgot Seething Song and Mana Geyser. Potentially you could make some big plays with this sort of stuff, so I would look at adding those as well. What do you take out? I have no idea. Seems like a lot. What's it? Gives it +2/+2. It's just like not that exciting. Heavy Matlock out. Oh, Tavern Brawler is a common. That'd be a nice one. Yeah, maybe we cut a Frenzied Rage. So, yeah, these are the cards that I would add. 5 ads right there. They'll help a little bit, but man, card draw. Card draw and facing discard is just miserable. Obviously we'd be more well suited to an actual Pauper game of EDH, which I'll have to check out here in a little bit, but that'll be harder to put together. But this does have me very curious about building something very similar, but with full power, right? Because if you can solve the card draw issue, this could actually be really powerful, especially with a Jeska's Will or something like that. Then you're really kind of talking about some pretty good things happening. That has my attention peaked. But anyway, I'll need to play with that in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel or vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below.